We are Chris Lee, Blake Lovell, and Blayne Gilmer of Southeastern 14 here to give our bold predictions for Kentucky football for the 2023 SEC season. Each of us will offer one up. We're doing this for all 14 teams. I know Blayne is particularly fired up for his pick. I don't even know what it's going to be, but we're going to save what I will presume will be the best for last. I will start. Here's my bold prediction for Kentucky football. Barrion Brown will lead the SEC in all-purpose yardage. He's an outstanding receiver. Passing game should be improved, should be more receiving yards, though he will have to compete with Dane Key for some of those. But he returns kicks, too, and is really good at it. I think he took at least one or two to the house a year ago. Good way to rack up all-purpose yards is to return kicks. Barrion Brown's going to have a monster year, and at the end of the season, he's going to be leading the league in all-purpose yards. Blake, your turn, sir.
I mean, first of all, big Barrion Brown fan. We talked about this last year, I think, on all the shows we did. He was almost mine, Chris. I was trying to actually come up with a bold prediction that revolved around him, but you did it better than I could have because I couldn't just kind of pick one and feel great about it. I don't know if I'm 100% confident about this bold prediction, but I tell you, I think it's going to happen, and it's just I don't know which team it's going to be, but I'm going to go with one of these. And so my bold prediction, if you look at the schedule, October the 28th, November the 11th, there are two big games at Kroger Field there in Lexington, Kentucky, against the Tennessee Volunteers on October the 28th, against the Alabama Crimson Tide on November 11th. Two potential top 10 teams, two potential top 5 teams maybe, depending on where they are during the season. I will go that Kentucky beats one of those two teams in Lexington. Ooh. Two huge games, but as we've all said, we're pretty high on Kentucky this season. I know we're very high on this Kentucky offense, which will lead to the grand finale here in a second on this video. But I'm going to go with Kentucky beating either Tennessee or Alabama. I know it's going to be a hard thing to do because of what both those teams could be, but I'll use that as my bold prediction here for the Cats.
So I want to preface my comments here by saying that I get a lot of comments and a lot of interaction on social media with people saying, you're a Kentucky homer. I would just like to throw out that I have lived in rural Northeast Georgia my entire life. In fact, when it comes to Kentucky, I have nothing really but resentment towards Kentucky because I'm a huge Gonzaga basketball fan, and you know, I consider Gonzaga the real blue bloods in basketball, you know, trying to take care of business over there. So I don't have any dog in the fight when it comes to this, but I know good football.
Oh, yes, you do.
I know good football when I see it. And I'm telling you, Liam Coen, what he did, the miracle that he worked by taking a glorified fullback in Will Levis and making him into at Penn State, that's what he was. He was used as a battering ram. He was never going to play quarterback. He comes to Kentucky. Liam Coen turns him into this going to be a first-round pick. He ended up going in the second to Chris's Titans over there, but turned him and Wan'Dale Robinson into this just magical tandem, okay? And now he is bestowed with this young man you see over my shoulder right here, scrolling through 10 pictures of greatness over here that only the good Lord could get in his way with a torn pec last year, okay? Because he was shredding defenses at NC State, breaking records of Phillip Rivers. That says it all right there when you're breaking any kind of record that Phillip Rivers has at NC State. My bold prediction is that Devin Leary will lead the entirety of the SEC in passing in 2023 because of those weapons he has, because of Liam Coen being the coordinator, because of the improved offensive line. They went out and got Marquez Cox. They went out and got Cortland Ford to be those behemoth tackles that he needs to protect himself. They've got Tanner Bowles that they can throw in there, a transfer from Alabama as a Swiss Army knife there across the offensive line in different positions, cross-train wise. Devin Leary is going to have a dream season for Kentucky, and it's going to lead to my second prediction, Chris. Are you ready for the coup de grace here?
Is it going to be Liam Coen wins the presidential nomination?
The next head coach of the Los Angeles Rams when Sean McVay retires.
It is going to be that Kentucky, when they face South Carolina by November 18th, will only have one loss on their record, and they will beat South Carolina by 2 touchdowns in Columbia.
Oh my God!
Of course.
This year. Hashtag the truth. Let's get that trend in here. Hashtag the truth for Devin Leary.
I thought it might have Kentucky maybe making the NFL playoffs or something. You're so high on this team. I'm a little disappointed.
Look, so technically Blayne's ties into mine. If they only have one loss by that game, then he's all aboard my bold prediction too. So
no, mine would be even bolder. They'd have to beat Tennessee and Alabama because they're going to lose to Georgia.
That's right. Okay. Well, there you go.
Okay.
So let's just cut ours. Like Chris and I are going to cut our bold prediction. This is the Blayne bold prediction video here. So
I think Devin Leary, in all seriousness, I think Devin Leary's fantastic. And I think you give him that wide receiving core. And Chris, just real quick, you can speak to people how talented Ray Davis is as a runner, what he did at Vanderbilt. Now he's going to have by all purposes what's supposed to be a better offensive line in front of him and a play caller like Liam Coen. I think the mix of that really can make this Kentucky team special.
Well, my knock on Davis is he's not a big breakout runner. I mean, you look at his long runs the last 2 years. I don't know that he's got anything over 25 yards, but he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can block, and he can do a lot of things that coaches like, and that's going to help Devin Leary stay healthy, which, as you mentioned,
is and Chris Rodriguez, right?
Right. Well, I mean, and those guys weren't exactly blockers. They did other things, but I think Ray Davis might bring some things that those guys didn't. So, yeah, we kid Blayne all the time because he has been the resident driver of the Liam Coen and Devin Leary hype trains when we were having our private conversations. Although that's hardly a small club. And of course, all kidding aside, Liam Coen did phenomenal things last time he was in Lexington, and Leary has been a fantastic player when he's stayed healthy. All right, we're having fun with these. We are doing bold predictions for every SEC team. Leave your bold predictions in the comments. Tell us what we got right, what we got wrong. Give us something we didn't come up with. We'd like to hear from you. And if Kentucky's not your team, we'll be previewing your team with the bold prediction for your team. So best way to catch that, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button too. That helps our analytics. He's Blayne Gilmer and Blake Lovell. I'm Chris Lee of Southeastern 14. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Hashtag the truth.